for you guys. I'm also going to mute everybody just out of respect. Thank you. All right. You're double on that one. JB, what's up? Hi, Marcos. You guys seeing the how to stay motivated? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. Welcome, guys. I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on and just reset a little bit. How to stay motivated right now has been an ever-changing thing. We got our ups, we got our downs. I trying to find balance with kids. The environment of just being internally in our house at all times creates more question marks. And what do you do? How do you do it? And what is really happening on and off? We're going to go through a quick little 12-slide presentation, and then I'll open up to questions and we can build on what is it that you're struggling with, or what type of goals can we work on individually. And often the group can learn a lot from those conversations too. So please throw your questions in the chat if you need to. Otherwise, we can talk about it in the end. All right, why we're here. To find your why. At the end of the day, we need to encourage you to focus on what you can control. We are in a place right now that if it's our job, if it's our environment at home, things have changed for the greater of what's expected. Making meals more often, doing different things, being aware of that and just expecting the best out of you, but understanding that you're not in your normal state of mind. So what is your why right now? What is keeping you going? What do you need to get the energy to go? The unplanned reality of this is that we're stuck at home. We're being left without our normal life. Change happened so quickly. It was one day we're all going to work, and the next day it was the city shutting down, we're closed, all of a sudden the world's shutting down. And if you're in Los Angeles, you saw it happen in like almost immediately. There was a week of uncertainty, but we all now know that we are doing this for the greater good of the cause for society. And that's our new responsibility. We are stepping up as a community way beyond just our Neal Athletics crew and the CrossFit community, and beyond that in our friends and family, to make sure that we are all thinking of others and the safety and livelihood of what we're doing. And you're able to work from home, you're able to exercise from home, you're able to have your diets from home. Being conscious that these are our new realities, and they are going to be changed for the next month or two. I think there's going to be more changes beyond that. We're probably talking 12 to 18 months of new habits. You may have gotten really good at cooking dinner and enjoy it. There may be other things where you're like, I just can't wait to get out and just sit down and have somebody else cook my meals. Heck yes, whatever those are, those can come back. But there are going to be changes that you need to be aware of that are going to be long-term. A lot of us have figured out how to work out at home. That was not something that I knew how to do. So influences we're going to right now. At work, we have a lot more Zoom calls. We're online. We're all sharing our stories. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of uncertainty. The stability of where we're getting that information that we're talking about is often our social networks. We've been spending more time on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter or wherever our sources are to get our social influencers. And we have to be careful that what everybody else is doing is not who we're comparing ourselves to. We have to do what we are doing in our state of mind, in our place. Netflix or YouTube TV, Hulu, all those types of things are a great relaxer, but are they turning into binge watching? Are you being influenced by the ability to have something talk to you instead of keep the communication up? Doing things that give you some livelihood beyond just that reset. We need the reset, but we also need to understand that there is that social connection that we need. The news, we are hearing so much every single day, more about COVID, more about death, more about how many are confirmed. We as a country are so good, and we should be so proud that we're in this country, that we're gonna find out who has it very quickly, because we have the resources other countries may not have had, or didn't know that this was happening soon enough to be in control of it. And being patient with ourselves, that there's a lot of information out there. Be informed, but be careful to overdo your knowledge base of it. I have gotten caught up in that with learning about the loan programs and trying to do my best to make sure that we're sustainable long term. There's only so much information that comes out. Be patient, and you don't necessarily have to be an expert. You have to be knowledge based and understanding with what's going on. And then friends and family. We can be a good influencer to our friends and family as much as they are to us. And one of those factors is you leading by example and reminding your friends and family that what's happening right now is the immediate cause, but we are going to get back to normalcy in some capacity at some point. So supporting each other and giving back where we can, while also encouraging and talking about the positives that are going on, will give us some hope. The motivational reality right now, necessity is a need. You got to get food on your plate. If you go to the grocery store, they're grim. It's scary. There is aisles of emptiness, and you're just thinking, oh my gosh, what is really happening? There's also the necessity of work if you have work, or if you don't, how are you going to make this work for the next few months? Those pieces are where you can and need to put the time and energy in, where most of us have been doing the past couple of weeks. Going into what's next are the thoughts and desires. Keeping that mindset right. What are the desires you have? What is it that you're going to get out of being home for the next few weeks, maybe next month or two? How and why are you in this position? Because we're all in this position. We need to come together and find ways to keep the positive focus, the mentality that we know there's a bigger picture out there, and we are a part of that. We can be that. And so what are our desires? And let's make those things a conversation of the now. The dreams, those are things that are up there. Those are chasing, and we're still going to talk about those. But the reality is that necessity has to happen. We need to get necessity done. And then two, what are those desires that we can control and work towards? This is all about a process. This is what the whole meeting of motivational focus is. It's the process. The necessities and needs that we're talking about right now, I just went through quickly, but take care of yourself. No matter what, you need to fill your glass up first. Kids are in the picture, yes. But when you listen to an airplane, or when you get on an airplane, the flight attendant always says, put your mask on first. You need to make sure you're taking care of you. The others will follow suit if you take care of you. That's family, that's diet, sleep, meditation, relaxation. Meditation, relaxation may be watching Netflix, and that's your exit. That's fine. Others going through breathing exercises, finding a little bit of a walk, or something to give yourself time for reflection. I encourage you to look and find those things, but if Netflix is your place to get away for a little bit, or YouTube and watching something good, enjoy the heck out of it. And then of course, exercise, staying in the place of movement. We know that anxiety, depression, all these things play a key part of us moving and getting the joints and the blood flow up. Utilize it. It can happen. Your thoughts and desires, a new job if you're out of one. If you're in one, it may be something, this is your reality check. Be in better shape, sleep better, give up a habit, start a new habit or routine, have more money. These are all things that we want, but those all take a process. We need to have a plan to be in better shape. We need to have a plan to sleep better. That may be giving up caffeine. It may be eating less at 6 p.m. or before is when you shut it down. It may be that you smoke or drink a lot, and those things can be pulled up back. It may be that gaining a habit that you really want to do is going to pick up, going for a 1-mile run daily. Hector and I talked about before, working on pull-ups and gaining those pieces for you to have success. Having more money, there's a process. Are you able to save? When you are able to save, how do you start putting money in a place that is safe and you're not going and trying to scrape it out every single time you think that you might need it? And then dreams, having a house, the job that you want, a partner, children, vacations, whatever those dreams are, having them written out is important so that you have an idea of what's going to give you the better life that you're chasing for. Because right now we're stuck in our house. We get to appreciate the 4 walls that we live in. Let's accept that and know that's where we are. But what are the things that are going to make our lives better? There's going to be a process to it, but what are those things? The process, the reality of life. We are in this together right now, the reality of life. Stuck at home, learning how to adapt and overcome in the confines of our house. That's reality. Accept it, know that's where you're at, and now start making the plan. Number 2 is the plan. What is it you're looking for? How are you going to do it? And what is needed to do this plan? Once you set that up, you need to commit. I like to think of commitment as something where you're going to go tell a family friend, a partner, your community, put it on Instagram, something that there is a place that holds you accountable. It only has to be 1 or 2 people. Don't make this all about everybody knowing what your plan is. However, if you can put it out there, you now have external accountability. Internally, you're told everybody that this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going to do it. And that gives motivation and hope for others too. Once the commitment happens, following through with what that is through a daily routine. They start off small. The next slide goes through just showing how this is not about making dramatic changes overnight. This is about finding the pieces that you can control and start to work on it. Internal struggle and external struggle will happen. Once you commit, internal, external struggle is going to happen often and always. And you having the commitment level to stay on path will take you over that hump. Those people that you share this with are the ones that you hope to go back to and get some reminder and some encouragement that say, don't worry about that. That's, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's what we do. We are going to have steps back, but we're also going to take steps forward, and we're going to work really hard, being careful of what others are doing. Somebody else, if it's in fitness and you're doing pull-ups, somebody else that has never had a pull-up and in 2 weeks gets 5, and you've been working on it for a year and still have 0, they are at a different place. And that is unfair for you to compare. That's where that internal struggle often comes from. Realignment, refocus. Sometimes our paths get thrown off or there's a why in it. And we need to be aware of that and be ready to realign or refocus on the things that are important. If you're focusing on a lot of your individual things and then all of a sudden your partner says that you're having a baby, you may have a refocus really quick. Picking and choosing those processes and allowing yourself to realign or refocus when you need to. It starts with really small decisions. You need to just give yourself a chance. When it comes to diet, picking and choosing that you're going to do more veggies is a good start, and going to the store to get veggies while you still have some of the other things that you chips or the external choices that you still love and appreciate, but adding something in that's going to be beneficial. And then it's blocking out time each day for you to work on what this process is and what it means for you. If that's diet, that means blocking out time to plan your meals. You will be better if you plan. And I bet we can have some agreement on here for the people that do plan those types of things. And then as you start to do that, it builds into living and working with your plan as a priority. How do you prioritize the things that you're trying to get done as your priority, and being aware of the times when you give up your priority for somebody else's? We all want to help each other. And we need to be aware of times like this when you need to work on the things you can control and how to get yourself into places you're trying to get to. The goals, short-term goals are great. Finding a way to get a 5-day goal into a 3-month goal or a 1-week, 2-month type goal into that long-term year goal. We have goals throughout our whole career. Some of us are closer to retirement than others. But at the end of the day, we start in the workforce because of the fact that we want to help the society and build something for the better, so that when we get the chance to retire, we get to reflect and help with whatever that may be and tell everybody. Back when I was doing this, 4-year university or any university, there's a reason why there's a process to a 2-year university or a 4-year university. It takes time to do it. And by you doing this, you're going to have success by learning the process, the internal highs. When you graduate, how good does it feel? High school, there's a reason why they have graduation for elementary schools and into the middle school and then into high school, to give these young individuals a chance to feel success and what it feels like. We have so much instant gratification going on right now with Instagram and the likes, or posting something to get a viral feel. We have to be careful on what instant gratification really is and what this whole process of life is. And so confirmation of process working, going through those short-term goals would give you a confirmation of process is working. As you're hitting things, that'll give you an internal high. The runner's high that we get when we run and feel good, or after a workout and we're just like, man, that's accomplished. We, as a group on here, I would bet there are many of us that have came to the gym not feeling like working out. And I hope that 99.9% of the time after the workout, you're like, man, I'm so glad that I did that. That feels good. That's that internal high and the time to reflect. Getting out of here or sitting down on the desk at the bench and talking with a few of our friends, driving home and knowing like, I'm glad that I did that today. I feel good. I'm proud of myself. Put those check boxes in your head to remind yourself of those good days and what it means to feel this way. When we're stuck back in sitting and waiting, we don't have a chance. All we're doing is processing new things in our head that don't necessarily help us. And with the goal, realignment and refocus comes back every single time. We're going to have to realign. We're going to have to refocus no matter what it is. So we may get a fork in the road in that process that changes the goal. We may change the goal because of life circumstances. Adjust on the fly, but also realize why you're doing the changes. Here are some things to get started that I feel are the most beneficial ways to give you a chance on this that can be quick and easy. Number one, 10 minutes. Set your phone, 10-minute timer, and just write a things to do list. It can quickly just give you an aha moment of all the things you're working on and the things that you're spinning your wheels, the things that really don't matter that you just have on your mind that you can finally just take off and say, I'll get to that later. Review what the goals are versus dreams right now. What is something that's reality and what is something that is going to take time on this process journey to get the dream you want? Create priority goals. Pick the nows, pick one at a time and start attacking them. Share them with a friend, a partner, or family. That way they know what you're working on and can give you support or ask you hard questions to make sure you're thinking through the whole process. Write a process that states the things you need to do to reach this goal. You coming up with what those are gives you a why. Then write out an affirmation. I review my work. You know, for me, I use a Panda planner, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, but a daily affirmation goes in here. And for me, I plan my day, accomplish my tasks, and appreciate time. Time is so hard for me right now, feeling like I'm opening a second business, taking care of our kids, and also keeping like a relationship with my wife, and keeping in touch with all of our awesome athletes that I go back and forth with. Where are those priorities and how do I make sure that I can balance all of them in a fair time? So appreciating time is an affirmation I need to remember that we have it and we get to share it. And then start following the process. Write it out daily, plan it weekly, and start doing it. If you have a partner or somebody that you can work with on this, it only makes it more supportive because you have accountability with each other. I encourage you to find that when you're going through this. How to stay motivated. A daily challenge. Do you challenge yourself daily with something? It may be putting one task on your list of things to do to make sure that you get it done. Say out loud what motivates you. Before you take a shower or after you brush your teeth, give yourself something that motivates you. That way it reminds you and links you to what it is. And then find, it's supposed to be like-minded people, but link up with people too. Find like-minded people to share this with. That's why we come on this together. So we remind each other that we're all in this. We can be supportive. We can go through and remind people like, hey, you know, Amy, getting on Zoom, I got you. This is what we're going to do. And I can do a better job because I see those people, and being top of mind allows us to stay motivated with the things we're trying to do. Be curious, learn, go take time and go research what you're trying to do. See other people that have done it. A lot of people want to share what they did because we all want success. Create internal fire. How and why, you know, saying something out loud to get you motivation. Telling yourself what it's going to do for your life if you can get to this place and why you do it. The process is what gives us fire. The goal is what gives us confirmation that the fire that we have earned the reason why we do it. And then organize. Break this out so you're not trying to do 30 different tasks. We want to do so much. Like I said, get it down to 1 or 2 objectives and stay focused on them. Once you're in control of that, add something else to the picture, because that one thing you focus on now becomes a routine instead of a working habit. That's all I got on how to stay motivated right now. I'm going to open up. Please unmute yourself if you have questions. If there's anything in the chat that you guys can go through, I will gladly discuss and build from there. I unmuted everybody, so if you need to mute yourself, go ahead and mute it back. Any questions? Anybody scared?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's scary. It's a scary time, I think, for a lot of us.
Yeah. The uncertainty that we don't have control of our daily routine like we have in the past is overwhelming. And coming up with how we can get some control and some confidence in our own daily practices is what we're all looking for in some capacity right now.
Yeah. For me, I am going to work some and having to work at home some, so it's kind of goes back and forth. Hi, Brent.
Brent.
I mean, I'm at work right now. Hey,
Attaboy.
you know, I'm basically still working 60 hours a week. We still doing it, so not much has changed. So,
Quieter office space.
yeah, a lot more sending out stuff for approval instead of people coming in. So, but yeah, no, it's good.
What else? Anybody have a goal in mind or something they've been working on that they've been able to get started or they're still working on?
I've been trying to work on my resume and trying to start applying to jobs.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Is there anything on that you're struggling with on why or how?
Just more seeing what my options are. I think finally like sitting down and kind of slowing everything down makes me think like what in a position like this, like I need to be more stable and more, have more money coming in, versus like what am I gonna do next? So I think it just puts me in a perspective of just kind of going to the next level in my own life and just kind of bettering myself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think encouraging you to write out what those goals are that you feel your attributes are that can give better for somebody, so that when you're going through and looking for jobs, you're very clear with what your goals are and how that's going to work. Money will come on a lot of this. Be patient with that part as long as you're clear with what your intentions are on how to give, like you said, the fulfillment.
Yeah, I took a picture of how to get started, the 7 steps. So I'll look
And
into.
feel free to send that to me if you want to run through it, and have a session on just breaking out so we can build better. That's for everybody.
Yeah.
I think also, Marcos, letting people know what you're looking for, because networking is really the best way to get jobs. So, you've got a good community of very diverse people here.
Yeah.
And I think we all know a fair number of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thank
would
you.
say a suggestion for you would be to kind of revamp your LinkedIn profile in case you haven't done that. So
I think I don't have one, so maybe I should look
yeah,
into that too.
that helps build a lot of connections. And I've had people reach out, like recruiters. There's an option you can have on there that lets recruiters know you're open to new opportunities, so they can contact you via LinkedIn. So that
Okay.
might be helpful. Yeah.
Thank you.
What area of work are you looking for, Marcos?
Police.
Modeling.
No way.
I'll appreciate
I don't know,
that from you,
man.
Marcos.
I don't know about that.
Big dreams, man. Big dreams.
Well, first I would have to cut back on a lot of foods that I love. That's hard to do
Hey,
right
man.
now.
You just do the food modeling. You'll be great.
So what are you looking for, Marcos?
Police. So
Perfect.
police departments. So I'm gonna start applying to those.
Do you
Have you thought about the
do you have the
sheriffs?
requirements?
Yeah, I know sheriffs. You can get a job quicker in kind of
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we
places.
should try the sheriffs.
Yeah, I was gonna think sheriffs too. I have almost everything. I just need to finalize some stuff for my college.
So that's the dream right now is police. The reality, the goals are finishing the college education portion or whatever it is that you need to do. And if you're in that process, you keep it up. And this is where you're at with work, but going through and building on those places that you're in a good place. You are not in the most comfortable position, but you're safe. You're getting that education so that you can get the job that you're looking for. That's where you need to just remind yourself that you can't necessarily apply until you have these things completed.
Yeah.
And remembering that. So you're working the right way. Good work. How about anybody else? Debbie, were you gonna say something before? Or was it the LinkedIn?
Can't see you, Debbie.
I'm sorry.
Put your video on.
Oh, I look horrendous right now.
She's like, this is by design. You do not see me.
Let's not. I don't want to scare you guys. But I'm sorry. I missed your question. I'm so sorry.
I saw you go yellow for a second, but it might have been the LinkedIn that you were gonna say. Did you have something else that you were gonna say before that?
I don't think so. I mean, you and I had just previously discussed this morning, like, you're like, hey, I haven't seen you around on online classes. I'm like, I've been around, Paul, I think. I mean, but it's hard. Every day is kind of jumbling into the next day. So I guess I had to kind of look back and be like, wait, when have I attended classes? So I appreciate the accountability, but also I feel like I stressed myself out going to this quarantine or self-isolation. I've only been doing it for like a week now or almost 2. And I think I needed more help organizing my goals because I try to tackle on too much at once. So I overwhelm myself. But I appreciate like this whole breakdown and the slideshow that you made. I think it's gonna be really helpful.
Can I ask a practical question? Well, I have two
Sure.
questions. One is,
Only get one, Amy.
right, objection compound question. No, one question or one issue that I'm having is I've only done one of the Zoom workouts, and my frustration is some of the stuff you have to be outside. So how do you do that? Like, do you bring your computer, but it has to be someplace you can leave it? Or I don't know how people are doing it. I live in an apartment, so I don't have a garage.
Everything should be able to be done in your house. This is a struggle for many of us of learning that adjustment phase of it has running today. Fine, get online and we're going to give you a solution on running. If you can go outside, or if you have the access, Sean and Andrea have a great space. Like, they're lucky. They get to go outside and do those things. But it's really.
I like running, so.
Yes. So, you know,
I mean,
it might
Amy,
be
I'm
something
still
that for
running.
you.
I mean, I ran 6 miles today.
No,
You know?
Man, you don't have to show off, dude.
Yeah.
Hey.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
come
just
on.
saying, like, you know, that's one of the few workouts that we still have that, you know, that if you can get out and do it, you know, we're all on Strava together and stuff like that. So it's a fun encouragement, and a good way to supplement what's going on, you know?
Today's workout, as an example, Amy has farmer's carry. If you have a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you can carry it through the hallway. If it means that you're going to take a little longer because you need to go down some stairs or whatever it may be to get outside, then we'll adjust on that. And we're pretty patient and flexible on how to do it. We know there's a lot in LA. Most of us have stairs in some capacity, or we live on a hill that is not the most conducive option for running, but we still feel it's important to get out there and do it to encourage you to be outside in a safe place that you're still isolating yourself. And
Amy, do you have Zoom on your phone?
Do I what?
Do Zoom on your phone.
Oh, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, because that's how I sign in. So it makes it a little bit more portable, you know.
Okay. All right,
Everybody
let's
gets
do
that
it.
great look of you like this while you're running, or like your feet, you know. So, but it's still a good look.
I did the workout today, and I just want to encourage you to ask, like, Bobby, people will get on and they'll say, like, what's a modification? I can't go outside. And Bobby's so great. He had people today doing farmer's carries in place. Like, he was like, I just want you to step. And like, so if you say, I can't do the thing he says, he's really creative and comes up with something for you. So you don't feel like you're not doing it.
Yeah, I'm also, thank you guys. I love running, but I really like running with someone or other people, which.
Where are you, Amy?
6 feet
I'll
apart.
run with you.
You will?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Barrett and them
I'm
are
in
still
Highland Park.
meeting.
I'm in
Yeah,
Highland Park.
Barrett still meets at 5:30. I think they go like
6:30.
walking in the morning. I mean,
Who
you
is
know,
AM
this?
crew.
What?
Barrett,
Barrett.
Coach Barrett. She still gets a crew together in the morning to go like walking, running, kind of stuff.
She does?
Yeah. Do you want? I'll send you her info
Okay.
when we get off.
Amy, you can text me too. I'm in Highland Park.
Okay. What's your pace?
Slower than yours.
I doubt it.
What else? Monica, how you doing?
Let me get off mute. I'm doing good. Trying to stay motivated. I'm trying to work out, but every time I'm trying to get to class and something always pops up is what's been showing up. I've been going to sleep a lot later, which then doesn't, I'm not getting up early enough to make it to the classes, which is kind of ironic because you guys have several classes. So I get that I really don't feel like working out is how it's been lately. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle for me again.
It's one of those that we, as a general population, are most likely sleeping in longer. That's why our 5:30 and 6:30 classes have been canceled for now, because we were having 0 or 1 person showing up and going to bed later because we're on our phones longer, because we're doing something online. Working from home, on a side note with this, does not allow you more free time. You know, we're not driving to work. We have all these extra places that we can save time. But the reality is that we're checking our phones and our emails all day long because we're working from home. And we don't, most of us want to be good employees, and we want to make sure that we're grateful that we still have a job, instead of, it's so nice, I get to go and have lunch at home. And, you know, your lunch is working usually, where you might do a couple things and then you go back to work right away. And so setting those boundaries for yourself that you are doing enough. Remind yourself, if you are a good worker, you are doing enough. And your owner or boss usually should understand that. As a boss right now, and I'm not a great boss when it comes to face-to-face, I feel like I'm a little bit better because I can hold them accountable and we can go through things that I know have to get done. With that, I'm also very aware that they have to have boundaries. You could be online all day on a Zoom call, just listening in and being there just in case someone needs a question. But that's not healthy either. And finding those balances of what it is that you need to get out of it and blocking those out are those small little steps of, I am doing this for me. You know, Monica, you and I have talked about your puppy and what you do for yourself that benefits Daisy, is it?
Yeah.
Like Daisy, right? And so
Yeah.
finding those balances so that you can have some success, that's important. But again, reach out, let's get a call together so that we can get you on track. There's been issues with a few of you on the call that have had struggles signing in. On me, I started with one idea and then I went to this one and then I went back, trying to make it better for you, and it just made a mess. So it is, I think most of you have been able to get online, but it is the CrossFit/Ignite classes should be the drop-down menu on your meeting options, not the Neela Zoom. Delete Neela Zoom classes. That will help you a little bit. Who else? Hector, you good? Sean's working his way. I don't see if his eyes look down yet. How you doing, Sean?
Can you repeat what you just said about getting on?
No.
Okay.
Yes, of course I can. For getting online, it's CrossFit/Ignite classes is what the name is. I think it's 386-949-395. That's the one we want you to use. So if you're getting on, it says another meeting is in process. You're probably on the Neela Zoom gym class, and that needs to be deleted. That was a webinar, and everybody looked like Debbie and Sarah, and it did us everything we didn't want. You can see the coaches, but we couldn't see you.
Okay.
So that's that. That makes sense. Sean, how you doing?
I think we're doing all right. I mean, we've done our best to just kind of like start out strong with a routine that makes sense, then try to keep ourselves to that routine. Like, you know, trying to set boundaries with work the best we can in terms of like, you know, Andre and I taking some time each day together to like even just like eat lunch together for like 10 or 15 minutes. But yeah, I mean, I think for the, you know, still trying to link up with like the same people that we would have class with at like 6:30 to keep each other accountable on that end. So Tim and I can talk shit to each other over the internet, which is important. But yeah, I think, you know, we're just kind of trying to do the best we can. There was a period of time where my dad, who is 77 and immunocompromised, decided to come over here and have a visit in Los Angeles, despite my best efforts to keep him from coming. So it was a pretty stressful time then, just sort of explaining to him like, yeah, we can't just like go to Trader Joe's, Dad, and, you know, get you what you want to take back to your friends or, you know, whatever. But that I think probably for me was the biggest impact. I mean, I'm really grateful that I work in an industry that is like basically built off being remote and email and all that kind of stuff. So it's not, that transition isn't crazy for me. But yeah, I think we're hanging in there the best we can. I don't know if it's helpful to anybody, but we've also been trying to like find follow like random like Instagram accounts and stuff like that that are posting like body weight workouts and stuff like that, and saving them just so if we have a day where there's something we want to try or want to test, it's like outside the confines of what we're doing in the gym, we have that like readily available, so we can also kind of keep each other accountable, like looking for like partner workouts and stuff that Andre and I can kind of do together at home. So if one of us wants to, it's like, hey, I need you to do this. Like, let's go do it together.
You gonna share that with me?
Am I gonna show it? Sure. If you want it, I'll email it to you after this.
What a compliment to you, Sean, on what you just said. You know, they started off hot. They started doing the exercises right away. They found workout partners that they could talk trash to or keep in communication with. They have stuck with what those are, so they have something to look forward to. And it's that accountability, those little pieces that, for me, listening to it, it sounds like so like just shooting the shit. Oh yeah, you know, like we got a friend that does this. It's that easy per se. The difficulty is keeping the accountability and reminding each other, like, hey, you getting on at 6:30? I'm getting on. And the next day, hopefully it's the other partner that has to remind the person that reached out yesterday, like, hey, are we going running at 5 a.m. tomorrow? What are those things that keep you accountable? And it needs to come from both sides. If one's always pulling the other one, this one's gonna get tired of pulling. And being cognizant of those things are where we can have a lot of benefit around this. Thank you, Sean. Lindsay, you're doing all kinds.
I'm good. I mean, hearing everything you shared was encouraging, and I can see some of the steps that I naturally did with making a plan or figuring out how I was going to work out. But I think the biggest thing for me has been eating and food. And so I was like excited to jump on this because yeah, there's food everywhere, or like we're like, I feel like we're snacking at night because we don't have anything else to do. And so I know I need to make a plan and like a strict thing, but it's just, I think that's been the hardest thing for me is like, we've been eating out a lot. We've been drinking. We've been doing a lot of things. And so I kind of got on here kind of trying to inspire myself to come up with a better eating plan moving forward.
I think I've developed a system that you can actually take a dog shock collar and a refrigerator door opening trigger, and it works out really great.
I'm gonna need you to share. I'm gonna need you to share that. I'm gonna need to put that
Yeah.
around all the snacks.
I'm testing it on my 10-year-old right now, but you know, it's
a good
going
test
well.
subject.
Yeah. So
Lindsay, we can hop on a call to discuss some of that additional like resetting goals. It is hard in a lot of ways because we are at home, and those are our just triggers that go through our mind of, oh, let me just get something. And the drinking, if you are within the confines of the people in your house, or if you're Zooming it with people, it's kind of that fun influence stage still. But do we need that? And if we start with that being our association, that's what our association is going to be with. We're going to sit down and watch a movie. Let's open a bottle of wine. We're going to get on Zoom calls. Let's have a drink and just kind of, catch up. If those are the cases, that's okay. But can you find a balance to ensure that that's not how you're going to associate Zoom calls?
Yeah.
And being aware of that for everybody is a big thing.
And planning, planning's big, just knowing tomorrow, like these are my meals,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And making it to where it's like a checklist so you don't have to think about it. That's the biggest, that's what's really keeping me I'm even planning like tomorrow I'm going to like go to this business to support them. That's my, thing. And, and that way you can, you just know what's coming. That's the hard part about everything right now is it's nobody knows what's coming. And it's so, we're not on solid ground. So making your own version of solid ground by being like, yo, here's my schedule.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
I think,
so,
and I made a meal plan that I was pretty pumped about, and I stuck to it. I just added all these snacks and like extra, like.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, also be kind to yourself though. I mean, give yourself like 3 mulligans a week. You know what I mean? Like, don't be like, oh, I fucked up my Tuesday. Oh, fuck it. I'm done. You know what I mean? Like you get a mulligan because that's when you can't just be mean to yourself. Because we're also really good at that, especially with our CrossFit mentality. Like, I can go farther, I can go harder. And then all that does is just push everything down and just ready for you to explode or quit. So just being kind to yourself right now is also big.
And I just want to say, because I have you guys here and it's kind of a networking thing, I work at the church in Eagle Rock Christian Assembly, and I'm actually heading up a food pantry. And so if you know of anyone who doesn't have food or somehow is in some circle with you, we'll be there on Friday from 5 to 7. And all you have to do is drive up and we'll put groceries in the back of your car. And so
That's very cool.
Today was our drop-off day, and we have like 250 bags of groceries. So it's pretty exciting. So if you know of anyone or you hear something like that, we're trying to see what it will look like going forward, but it's what I've been working on for the last 10 days. So
thank you. Yeah, that's awesome.
Good job.
Hector, do you have anything?
I just want to say, what I got, my hardest thing is, I got to make the time, and I got to commit to the schedule. And then also too, if some of the workouts on the WODs don't work for me, the biggest thing is just scale it. Don't worry. Whatever, if it's 10 overhead squats, I can't do overheads, then just do front squats. Or you can't do fronts, then just do air squats. So break it down all the way down to the, the intermediate, like back from the beginning.
Giving yourself a chance to be successful is vital. And
yes.
For everybody that doesn't know Hector, Hector's older brother or younger brother is Christian Lopez, one of the coaches that's been a long-term. And he's got 4 kids.
You look like him. You do look like
right?
him.
You're like, now I know who that guy is.
You're the prettier version, though. It's okay.
No, he's the taller. He's the taller. We're the shorter version.
So,
we'll tell him he's adopted.
Hey.
So staying true to those commitments though, and finding the time. For me, it's encouraging my wife and her encouraging me on. We'll go out and we'll adjust with our girls running around. It's not ideal. Sean has a dog. Brent and David worked out yesterday together. We're just not. Darlene and Marcos are working out together. It's awesome, and like it's finding those balances of the accountability. And if you can do that, it might not be that Lindsay has anybody in the household that is exercising with her. If she can encourage it and they want to, heck yes. If not, it might be that Amy and Lindsay need to link up, or Monica and Lindsay need to link up. And those are the accountability places that you can start taking some control. People want it as much as you do. You are not in this by yourself. Our mentality tells us we are. But if you ask, people want to help. I struggle with this deeply, and Brent is one of my greatest supporters on that, where he's like, what can I do for you? I'm like, nothing, I'm good. Wow, well, if you could do this. And it's reminding yourself that you have the people that do love you and give back to you. We all do.
I mean, I'm here for any of you guys. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all need anything, I'll do whatever in my power to help out. I mean, this is my community, and whatever I can do. So, you need bad dad jokes, I got you. You need a running partner, I got you. You just might have to run longer than you want to, but I'm here for you. And it'll be good.
That's a realignment, Brent. They can realign, they can detour. They drop off like, hey, where'd Amy go? Oh, Brent was just talking.
Yeah. I'll post my number up in the chat for anybody that needs it. So
thank you.
Whatever I can do to help out. I'm a little weird about people coming over to the house because Mama lives there, and her being, almost 70, I'm being real protective of her, but, I am down to help out. I'm down to meet up and do a push-up challenge. I'm on York Boulevard every day working. So, if you want to just go for a walk around the block and bullshit, I'm really good at bullshitting. So, I'm here for you guys.
Sarah just logged in after the presentation, but Sarah, we've been talking, you've been listening in, I assume. Do you have any questions or thoughts on where you're at right now? Sarah logged into noon class today, and you're from 10,000 Small Business, right?
I am, yeah. So I did the workout today for the first time at noon. It was awesome.
Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
Hey, Sarah.
I guess. Hi. I don't know.
We can't see you.
Oh,
There we go.
There you are.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm new to Zoom and I'm new to this group. So yeah, I did the workout at noon. I had to catch up on some work. I'm working remotely, but thank you. And Paul, we have 2 more people from the 10,000 small businesses joining tomorrow. So
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
10,000 small businesses, in my eyes, a mini master program I took last year. And these guys, Sarah and Sharon, who's the gentleman? What's the gentleman's name that I worked with?
Matt, maybe?
Matt. Yeah, it was Matt. I was going to say Matt. I'm like, I might be wrong. But a year and a half ago, they're the ones who helped go through, make sure that we're the right candidates for it. And it really is a mini master's program that's given me more contacts during this struggle. They are, a lot of my people from that course are the ones holding me accountable and keeping me going and giving the motivation to keep up. And it's nice to have multiple places, a business community that's supportive to me, my membership community that's supportive in so many ways, my family, and finding the pillars of what it is that makes it important for you to stay motivated. Having Sarah, Sharon, and Matt online gives me a reminder too of like, I can give back in ways that they need something right now too. They're not connecting as a community, and you all know how great this is for community building. We have a platform to give them something they sweat together and go, man, Sarah worked at her tail off today. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel better today than I felt in the last 2.5 weeks because I haven't, and just like being able to see all you guys, it's nice to connect with other people,
I mean, I started this whole CrossFit journey not to look good, but for the endorphins, you know what I mean? To make sure mentally I was able to like get through the day.
Yeah.
So, just from a health mental like care,
So how come you
I
look
need you
so
guys.
good
Yeah,
now?
how come you ended up looking good then?
You should have seen
process.
how bad my depression was. That's how bad I have to work out to get through it.
I'm gonna say
So
my
anytime
previous
you just
experience.
compliment me on my depression,
Maybe
it's good.
you should be the model, dude.
Hey, I'm only doing it if you doing it, and as long as we can eat as good as you eat.
That's why
Sean,
I
you
am the
said
way I
something
am,
there.
dude.
Hell yeah. Guys, y'all don't know this, but Marcos was my kid's soccer coach and probably still the best soccer coach he's ever had. So, little community fun stuff like that is great. So, I'm so thankful for all you guys in every way. I mean, Amy's helped me out more than you guys will ever know. I owe her more than anything because she's really helped me out in a rough situation. Sean, I mean, I hate him and love him because one day he's better than me, next day he's worse than me, but we can like keep on going back and forth, and I'm chasing him all the time. So I don't know what I'd do without him, and then, Lindsay works over at the church where Mama goes, and it's so nice to just see that part of things. Like, guys, before this, I wouldn't have had any, even when I was working out at Merge, I didn't even have you guys like this. It's just a strong thing. And, Paul's all right. We're working on him. So
A little rough around the edges.
yeah.
Too aggressive on the fire issue.
Hey man,
Hey,
as
Paul.
my employees tell me, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm intense. They're like, you're not tense, you're just passionate, So you're just passionate, Paul.
Darn right.
Paul, can
All
you
I
say
am.
something about the CrossFit competition or that thing that they posted for people to sign up? Like, what's the deal or what's that going to look like?
Probably a little less than I do, but what it is the CrossFit HQ is going through and they are saying, how do we help? And they are putting all funds for this competition back into the affiliate that the member chooses to donate to. So from my understanding, if you donate $20, it's going back to Neil across the Eagle Rock if that's where you chose. If we don't need it, we do have the power to give to another CrossFit community more in need type thing. And so I think CrossFit's trying to make sure that the community sticks together and grows during this in a capacity of we're here to support each other. That's what we did. They've also talked about pausing our affiliation fees during the downtime.
Good.
Again, what that means is very little for you guys. For the most part, it's $3,000 a year, so $250 a month we could save $500, which anything right now is so supportive. That's 2.5 memberships. That's a big deal. But also being aware that they're trying to give back in a place that, look, we don't do tons. We're an affiliation, not a franchise. We do not get direction from CrossFit besides the F in CrossFit's capitalized. That's about what we get. And we have the CrossFit Open in the fall now. That is an awesome opportunity for us for a community builder, but it's a revenue builder for them. And this is, from my understanding, a support for the affiliate to connect people and remind everybody of what we're doing right now. How do we get people together to exercise and sweat?
So will it be like when we do CrossFit Open, like just the Friday workout will be this thing?
That's up to our gym to decide. And it has all happened so quickly. Yesterday it was posted, this is what's happening. And honestly, CrossFit stuff was in my newsletter, so I didn't even realize what was happening until Jahi shared it with me yesterday. I'm like, oh shoot. And I just, anything that says unsubscribe in it is not going to my inbox. And so there's a lot of those things that I do miss unless I go through it on weekly and straight.
Sure.
So I'm learning a lot about it right now too. And I think that's the goal. I was working on, our team was talking about doing like a CrossFit Olympics style where we did something on Friday night to get people in from 7:30 to 8:30, and you get on and you can do 1 or 2 exercises or challenges that allow us to have the fun. But CrossFit's opened up other avenues for it, and it's free, guys. Go on there and log in. Especially you paying members, you don't need to donate more. You guys are why we're still operating, able to do the things we're doing. It is something we are cutting all expenses to the best of our ability, but our rent still needs to be paid. And we can say it doesn't right now because of the moratorium, but the reality is it still needs to get paid 2 months from now. And I'm more worried about July and August than I am for May and June.
Mm-hmm.
That's just sincerity of where I see this at. Is we don't know what the future is yet, but what we do know is we can handle a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after that?
Right.
And there's loan programs and other things that I'm working my tail off on. That I have been over, like I said at the beginning, I'm over consumed right now with learning about these loan programs because I know there's limited funds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid to miss out on the benefit that we can do as a community.
Okay. Thank you. That answered my question.
Good. Anything else? Anything fuel fire going on right now that we can talk about, go through?
Well, I just want y'all to know that Kentucky would have won March Madness if it would have happened. That's all I need y'all to know. Is Kentucky would have had it if we would have been. I just, as long as we know and agree on that, I'm okay.
If woulda, shouldas were a part of this, how to keep motivated, we would not have had a meeting.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop back to work.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, me too.
Serious, I posted my number.
Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Everybody-
Paul.
Good seeing
Thanks,
you,
Paul.
everybody. Thank you, Paul.
Thank
y'all.
you, Paul.
See you guys.
Thank you. Welcome, Sarah. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you so much. I
Bye.
really, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're online, Sarah, if you want to see the first part of the actual presentation. It's in the, I can put in the chat, but I'll send you an email with it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
right.
Thank you. I really
Bye, guys.
appreciate you so much.
We're excited you're here. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Monica, Hector, see you. Hector, I'll see you at 4:30.
4:30. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Monica,
All right.
you too
Thank-
soon.
Thank you,
Okay.
Paul. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Yeah, super awesome,
Bye,
man.
buddy.
Yeah.
Get your
okay.
brothers involved. Tell them to wake up.
Yeah, I gotta tell him, man.
We all got excuses,
Yes. Yeah, we just gotta
Yeah.
stop.
right?
All right. Yes.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.